Hi, welcome to school. We're looking forward to seeing everyone in the fall. My name is Leah Whelan. I am the principal at Canaan Elementary School. Next year will be my 5th year here as principal, and prior to that, I worked in the district as a teacher for many years.
We have special, and then literacy, and then handwriting, and I forget the rest.
The number one thing you notice when you walk in the door here is how welcoming everyone is. And having been a kindergarten teacher for a long time, it's especially important that everyone has a great first year. And my first year here was amazing. The minute I walked through the door, I was welcomed with open arms, and parents can expect that their children will be welcomed, respected, and safe. Everyone here is so kind to each other, and you notice it walking through the halls. We stick to pretty consistent schedules, all of us. We have morning meetings in which we build community, and that again is really important to us.
My mom or dad drops me off, and then I walk through the doors, go to my class. We do special, then we have snack, then we do literacy, then we do handwriting, then we do recess, then we do lunch, then we do math, then we do science, then we leave.
One of the things that we look for is really increasing academics and the kiddos socially and emotionally. So for academics, one of the things that we work on is really enhancing reading. A lot of the kids come in with basic reading skills, basic writing skills, some basic math skills, and second grade is really about taking those reading skills and really taking off with them and allowing the kids to fall in love with reading. Kids who maybe have had a harder time with reading, realizing that they are becoming readers and that they can read, and enjoying books, finding parents sending messages saying, my kid's reading a book at home for the first time ever is one of the most wonderful messages you could ever get from a parent. And the same thing with math. Math is, the kids have basic counting and numbers and shapes, and we're just really able to kind of extend those things. Same thing socially and emotionally. It's all about creating independence. So one of the great things is just starting to get them ready to be lifelong learners and lifelong citizens. So it's about reminding them about the things they can do on their own, getting up and getting your own tissues, washing your hands, taking care of the space that you're in. Those kind of things that they can just learn to do that hopefully will benefit them for the rest of their life.
I love to read, especially chapter books, and I like math because I'm figuring out new ways to do math.
I don't know, it's just that I love recess. I love everything about school since it helps you learn a lot, and I just have to say it's really fun.
We are hoping that things will return to sort of pre-COVID normal next year. That's what we are planning for. We will have students arrive in the same fashion they have been this year. If you come by car or bus, you'll be driving around the bus loop around the school. We have decided to keep one of the changes we made for COVID was where our students go in the morning when they get here before 8 o'clock. So during COVID, we had them gather in the classrooms, whereas prior to COVID, everyone gathered in the gym. We are hoping to do sort of a cross between the two this fall. We've learned that it's a nice way for a lot of the students to start the day in their rooms or in sort of a quieter, calmer place than the gym, whereas other students seem to like and enjoy that physical movement in the morning. So we are hoping to have different options for students in the morning in the fall. Some students may go to Homework Club, which is a smaller group of students in one classroom. We may also be offering a morning club in the library, and of course the gym option will be open for those who are either eating breakfast or do want to have some more physical runaround time.
So for next year, I am hoping that things will loosen up even more. Things loosened up a lot, but it's still out there. So we still need to be careful and be safe and keep everybody healthy and safe. So in terms of what I do, I think the only difference is that I'm not always in the classrooms as much as I would like to. Integrating with teachers is a lot of fun for me, and so I'm hoping to be able to do that more next year and open things up. And some teachers this year are keeping books, library books at school because of COVID, so I'm hoping that next year maybe they'll be able to take at least one of their books home, and so they can share them with their families, because that's very important. We also are recipients of the Cliff Grant for a Year of the Book, so we're really excited about that, which will put 10 new books in kids' hands by the end of the year. So they won't all come at once, but each kid in this school will end up with 10 new books. Teachers could end up with the books in their classrooms. We'll have new books in the library. We'll have author visits, possibly a writer's workshop, all kinds of things going on for the kids, which looks really exciting.
So we have had a therapy read with me dog who's been coming in, and I think at this point all of the students in the building have been able to read to him, and that's been quite fun for the students. We also, if you haven't been to the school to see it, we installed a book walk. So if you go to the side of the school where our gardens are, the pollination garden, the vegetable garden, you'll notice that we have a book walk, which means there are a number of signs that are sort of weather protected signs that have different pages from books, so you and your children can walk from sign to sign and read the story. And it does change sort of throughout the year depending on what we're studying in various rooms.
For math, I think it's cool how you can just add or subtract or multiply or divide numbers to get different ones. And then for reading, I just really like reading.
So COVID had a huge impact on teachers, obviously, across the whole United States. So here in our district, in our specific school, we've done everything we can to put the children first. So everything we've done has been about the children and what we can do to best support them for learning. So we created a lot of things online. We were doing a lot of meets with students, a lot of phone calls with students, getting them back on track, a lot of personal things to kind of help. And luckily, this year, a lot of the COVID restrictions have loosened, and so we've been able to have the students feel like they're back in school. They can be near their friends. They can play games in the classroom again. It's been able to feel like a real classroom again, and so they're able to build a real community with each other, which is delightful. They have been able to interact with each other. We're back to things like buddy reading and playing games. There's so much about school community stuff with playing games. They're allowed to play with kids in other classrooms at recess that they have never been able to do for 2 years now. So those kind of things have just really helped.
Throughout the pandemic, one of the groups that has been very helpful to the school, even more than in prior years, is our PTA. We have not a large PTA, but a few very dedicated parents. We always would love and encourage parents to get involved in the PTA. The PTA provides all sorts of services for teachers and staff here. They are the ones that host all of the events for the community at the school. We have had, despite COVID, we've been able to have a number of outside events, including we've done sort of fun in a box events. We will have a spring event happening in a week here. And the PTA has been a wonderful asset for the school throughout all the years I've been here, but particularly during the pandemic.
Communication is so important. Parents should always please feel free to reach out to their child's teacher, to people in the office. Anytime you need help, help is available for whatever you might think of. Even something you might not be sure about, just ask, because everyone here is always ready to either solve the problem with you or find an answer.
Since this is a small community, most of the time we know parents and students outside of the school setting too. So it's fun to see other families at sporting events, at plays, out in the community, grocery shopping. There's always a chance to meet your teacher or other teachers in the school out and about in town.
Yeah, I just want to say how much I love working here. I love my students and my family so much. I feel so honored and so blessed to be a teacher here and to work with my second graders every day. They are truly, truly the reason that I get out of bed every day. They're the reason that I smile. They're the reason I have so much energy every day. And watching them learn and watching them grow is what brings me the most joy in my life. And I can't imagine my life without teaching. I can't imagine my life without these kids and all my former students that I've been able to have and watch grow into amazing adults. And it's just been such a blessing to be a teacher here.